It's August and it's update time. Hi, my name is Lori and this is Lori's Journey. I do videos about my experiences doing the Atkins diet and I share with you what I learn along the way. So today is going to be a little bit of an update, but also what I'm working on right now and kind of future plans going forward, at least for right now. I'm looking at MyFitnessPal, and if you don't know what that is, basically it is an app that you can get. They also have a website. You can track all your meals, all your exercise, just anything to deal with weight loss. You can go in there and do it pretty much. So I track my weight and my measurements on there. At the first of the month, I do weight and measurements. And then the rest of the month, every Monday, I will weigh myself just so I see where I'm going. So at the first part of May, I was weighing 235.2 pounds. And the first part of August, I'm back up to 241.2. It looks like a bunch of stair steps. I kind of went up and down and up and down and all around. So, but I'll explain after I'm done with this what I'm doing going forward. My waist, it actually did go down a little bit. I was at 41 inches and now I'm at 40 inches. So it's an inch. So I feel pretty good about that one. My hips, however, they were at 53 and now at 54. So I guess my inch went from my waist to my hips. I don't know. My thigh went down an inch. And my arm went down half an inch. So whatever. I have been exercising 5 days a week now. There's here and there I miss, but I've been really trying to stick with 5 days a week. The week we went on vacation, I did not work out, but we did a lot of walking around. So I assure you, I got some exercise. I was so sore after the first couple of days just because of that alone. So that's where my measurements have gone, I should say. I will try to put some pictures in here of before and after, and you can tell me what you think. I don't expect that they're going to be too much of a change. I haven't compared them yet, so I don't know. As far as what I'm doing going forward, I've been reading the Dr. Atkins original book, Diet Revolution, and I really believe that Dr. Atkins knew what he was doing. He researched, he checked, his story is, in a nutshell, that he suddenly realized that he had a double chin and that he was overweight. And he's like, no, I can't do this. So he started really researching for himself and trying to figure out how he could manage his weight and be healthy. He's gone through medical school. He should know, right? Well, the medical school was teaching him about calorie reduction, and nobody was really talking about carbs. So then he started researching and found a lot of information. Other doctors that had done studies, and you can read the book and get more information. I don't want to get it all wrong, but basically he put this together based on other people's research, and he started really noticing when he was reducing his carbs that it was really making his weight go down. So he did some studies with some people, and I mean, it was just crazy. How are these people losing weight when they're eating fat? I mean, that doesn't make sense, right? So he kept going on, and more people kept coming to him, asking him, "Can you please put me on your diet?" And he had a couple of magazines that published articles written by him about the diet. And in fact, when this book was coming out, he was basically taken to court. I can't remember what exactly it was, but he had, in the very last pages of this book, it has the letter that he wrote. It's the statement of Robert C. Atkins to the Senate Select Committee on Nutrition and Human Needs. And this is starting out, he's saying how they're ruining his reputation, and it sounds like they were trying to take his license away because they didn't want him to publish that book. So, it was really controversial at the time. It was 1972. Nobody ever heard of anything like this. They were saying that he was, I guess, basically a quack, and that he was telling people to do things that were really unhealthy. I mean, how could you be eating steak and all these other things? And I mean, that's just a horrible idea. So now here we are in 2020, and Dr. Atkins died many years ago, and I feel like the Atkins company, I don't know what they're called, organization, whatever, I feel like they've tried to maintain a lot of what he taught, but I also feel like they've changed a lot of things. I'm not particularly happy with their products. I will have an Atkins bar once in a while if I'm getting a craving, but I don't want to have it on an everyday basis. I mean, it's better than an actual candy bar, but I'm not really hip on the ingredients. And that's one of the things he talks about in there is, check your ingredients. And one thing that I noticed is he did not talk about net carbs. He just talked about carbs. So he was not taking the fiber out of the total carbohydrate for net carbs. So when he started telling people to do this diet, he was really meaning, 10 grams of carbs, that's it. Don't be subtracting. So I really have been limiting myself this week. I wanted to go super minimal. So I started out with basically having a cheeseburger with no bun here at home. I have eggs every day for, I'll call it brunch. Because honestly, now that I've started doing this again, I'm not as hungry throughout the day. I do kind of get a little hungry in the afternoon, and I'll get a beef stick or a couple of those little cheese snacks. But yeah, that pretty much does it for me if I'm just a little hungry. But I'll have, like I said, I had a hamburger and a salad. That's really what he wants you to do. Is he said you can have any kind of meat. Like one night I made ribs. I just made sure that I didn't put any of the honey on it that it came in the recipe. I just changed the recipe a little bit. But I'm being very minimalist to start out with. And he said he actually suggested going out and getting those Keto Strips. So I've started to use those, and I tell you what, my husband thought I was nuts. I believe it was Wednesday night that my ketosis strip turned purple. I mean, it was bright purple. It was up on the far end of the chart. So I was just really excited. I was a little disappointed last night. It was down to a pink, but I'll have to trace back to see what I ate differently. But I'm going to try to do this for 2 weeks. And then what he says in his book is that the patients that would come to him after 2 weeks, he would see where they were at and if they were losing and if they were in ketosis. I hate that phrase. If they were doing that, then he would say, okay, what's the one biggest thing that you miss? And they'd tell him, and he'd say, okay, add that in. Preferably not carbs. He didn't want them to go and add in bread, pasta, that sort of thing, but like more vegetables. Because the first 2 weeks, he says you can have any kind of meat, as much as meat as you want. He said you should have eggs for breakfast, and you can have eggs made any way you want. You can have as many eggs as you want. One whole dozen, go for it, I guess. I don't know. But he said there's no limit on how much you eat. But make sure you have the eggs for breakfast, and then at your other 2 meals, have meat, whether it be hamburger, ribs, steak, pork, deli meat that is don't have all the fillers in it, and like hot dogs, and he says don't have sausage because that has a lot of fillers. But now it's 2020. There are a lot of brands out there I've seen that, like Applegate is one brand I've seen that is really good. They don't put the extra garbage in it. I can't think of the other brand I like right now. But go ahead and have some sausage. I haven't because I just don't have any right now. But you can, and then he said to have 1 cup of salad with your meal. And so a salad, he means lettuce, spinach leaves, maybe some cucumber. He said just, but it's not packed. It's, loosely into the cup. So what I've been doing is I take 2 cups and have it at dinner. So I don't have my salad at lunch, but just have a bigger salad at dinner. So that makes me feel better, because for brunch, as I call it, I'm having my egg stuff anyway. So I don't know. That's just me. I mean, you can have meat for breakfast, but I'm just one of those people that I don't like to have meat for breakfast. So at any rate, that's what I'm working on right now. And as I go forward with this, I'm going to share, what progress I'm making. I did say already that this week I have seen my ketosis stick turn purple. I don't believe those 100%, but I thought that was pretty awesome. So, and he said as long as you can check it about once a week, and he said to check it a few times a day until you find what time of day is best for checking, I guess, to see how your body works. He said it takes about 72 hours before it'll register, usually, that your body's changing. And it was 3 days, so there you go, 3.5 days. But yeah, I'm gonna be continuing on doing it this way for right now. Then in a couple weeks, I'll maybe add in some almond flour, or I don't know yet. I'm just gonna see what it is that I feel like is an obstacle the most, and I'll go from there. So I'm going with the original Atkins diet, and I really hope that we can support each other. And like I've said before, I don't care if you do the original Atkins or if you do the newer Atkins diet, where they've really they've loosened up the rules. Basically, they've added in things that Dr. Atkins didn't really approve of. But I'll go over that next week more of what what his original idea was about what you can and can't have. And so I hope that you tune in next week and we will go over what the original Atkins diet will allow you to have. Until next time, join the journey.